All right, so I'm the weird guy here today because, like, was just said, I'm an investor and a VC at that. And to prove that, I want to ask you guys, how many of you think of GovTech when you hear venture capital? Raise your hand. One, two. And that's sad. That's a problem. It's unfortunate that so few investors and VCs actually look at the ecosystem. And so I'm here to talk a little bit about what I've seen when it comes to investing in GovTech and what we're looking for at Storm. But before that, let's talk about what does Storm Ventures do. We're a traditional B2B enterprise SaaS venture capital firm that's been around for over 17 years, investing across 5 funds, and investing all across hundreds of companies, different sectors within the enterprise. And the logical thing you might be thinking about is, what are we doing? We say we build enterprise leaders and we help our companies think through the logical issues when it comes to go-to-market activity selling to the enterprise. But what does building enterprise leaders have to do fundamentally with government? And that's a question you should all be thinking, hopefully. I mean, since most of you aren't associating enterprise venture capitalists with GovTech investments. And the answer to that is something I'm going to put forward as an idea, which is something we're seeing, but that is that fundamentally, when it comes to the way governments buy and procure, in many ways, government is really just the world's largest enterprise, but with some tweaks. And what I mean when I say that is that a lot of the challenges that startups have when it comes to buying and working with government aren't that different than the same challenges we see some of our large enterprise companies have when they sell to large organizations like the Ciscos of the world, the Salesforces of the world, in that they're experiencing long sales cycles, complex buyer profiles, and oftentimes challenging organizations where they need multiple stakeholders to get something through. And these are general challenges that everybody who sells into the enterprise have, and we see that across government technology companies as well. So switching gears, what do I look for? What does Storm look for when it comes to government technology startups? And for us, this comes down to this fundamental understanding that nearly every action government has, every form, every regulation, every policy dictates and directs a workflow. And we look for companies that understand that and create software that help to either assist or make more efficient those workflows and processes. And an example of that is a company we just recently invested in called NextRequest, which helps governments manage and handle public records requests as they come through. And what we're noticing is there's a lot of companies that are beginning to understand that. And fundamentally, if we look across what we've done in enterprise SaaS, it's been the same thing. We've looked for companies that have helped make more efficient managing workflows on the B2B side, and we're just looking for those same kind of activities in government. Now, this last slide was going to talk about a little bit around what are we seeing when it comes to success and what are those companies' profiles look like, what are they achieving. But instead, I want to actually turn it around and stand here and thank all of the government technology companies you've heard already present here, because fundamentally they're doing the hard work, they're getting out there, and they're answering and trying to provide solutions that are really needed, where the stakes are very high, and they're working with governments to decide that. And I think that's one of the most interesting reasons I wanted to come here today, was because we need more organizations, more opportunities to bring government technology companies together with civil servants, and ideally bringing more venture investors like myself to the table as well, so that we can listen to civil servants to understand more clearly what it is you guys want us to be looking for and investing in to help you guys do your jobs better. Thank you.